Are we live? I said, are we live? We may be. We may be. Looks like we're live. Wait. Let's check kick. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. We're still here. Checking kick. Make sure we're kicking. Alive and kicking over on at the kick. Looks like we are. Okay, hold on. Let's edit. If it's going to let me. It's not going to let me. There we go. No, we are. Let's add the same title. And looks like we're live on kick. Oh, damn it. I wanted to see if that chat thing would work. Now it just looks like I'm doing one eye symbolism. So the chat is not showing the chat. And it's not working, so it has to go. Okay. See some people here in the chat. See some people waiting, even some familiar faces. Real quick, we have a public service announcement for the people. Alrighty. VigilanteWilliamson here on another episode of VW Casual. Good Lord, the lighting looks terrible because there is no fucking lighting. I have the Vigilante light. It ain't doing much. Can I set this thing up? Let me see. Please don't turn off the computer. Please stand still. This is all we can get. I've rearranged the Vigilante cave a little bit. And so the light that was normally here has been replaced by fucking instruments because I'm a fucking idiot who keeps buying synths. So yeah, I'm on camera for the first time in a while because it's that serious. I'm not even joking. We had a little fun at the beginning. But that quote's gonna get used quite a bit because I'm telling you right now, this motherfucker's not real. And the motherfucker I'm talking about is, of course, Andrew motherfucking Tate. I'm looking over, I'm trying to set things up. Because we have quite a few videos this week. Quite a few videos to go over. And hopefully we can get this done in 2 hours. At least 2.5. Because there's a lot to get into. A couple days ago we did a stream on Andrew Tate. And we talked about, hey, I, like many people, thought these quote unquote trafficking charges were trumped up, and no pun intended, especially today. But thought there was nothing to him. Thought it was just, he's saying the wrong things, and now, wrong thinking, all that good stuff. But no. And he's going to be, again, like a couple days ago, he's going to be the guy that tells us. He's going to be a guy, but I want to also thank the Willy Mac show, because we're going to be using that. And we're going to talk a little bit about partisanship, because that has a play. We're going to talk a little bit about feminism. That has a play. And we're going to cover some of the guys that got exploited. This because essentially all Andrew Tate has done the past 10 years, be it through his cam girl business, which did turn into an OnlyFans business, or his Hustlers University / the Real World and all the different programs he has, is figured out ways to use his charisma to take money from men, either via proxy through women, which we'll see that he's actually exploiting, and that's an opinion. We'll say it's an opinion. It's alleged. Whether or not he's guilty, I'm not a lawyer in Romanian law, but we'll get somebody's interpretation of it. But that's what he does. He'll tell you. He'll tell you himself. That's what he does. He gets men to sign over everything they possibly can, either through his war room, because we're going to get a couple people's testimony on what it's like to actually be a part of the Tate Empire. Let's see what we got in the chat before we get going. I see my partner in culture crime fighting, Fireball Productions. Hopefully he's still here. Dope. Tom Jensen, howdy. Moira Kitty says, enjoying watching you call this guy out, man of integrity. I try to be. I feel guilty, and I am shocked that Sucker Carlson and Candace Owens, who just recently did interviews with him, have just like no guilt and no. I think we are even going to cover a little bit of, Tucker didn't even do enough research on the charges. And so it's messed up. Let's see what else we got. We got Low Speckel in his laptop. Tom just telling us that we're live. The Stream Elements bot back from the dead. Courtney, fellowship and her fellowship of oddballs. Again, Low Speckel in his laptop. And of course, the Fizz Chozo corner. Please sub to Fizz Chozo. It's not the old channel. He has a new channel. Please sub to my man Fizz Chozo. All right. So initially I was going to go through, there's an hour cut of him self-snitching. We're not going to go do that. We're not going to do that. What are we going to do? We're going to do one of Willie Mack's videos, and then we're going to, we're going to go do 2 Willie Mack's videos, then try to jump around this fucking supercut of him snitching on himself. And then we'll we'll have some of his former employees or whatnot. Let me just see. Or members of his cult, essentially. Members of his cult. So let's get into it. Hold on. I gotta get rid of this ad, and then I'll show you guys on the screen. And thank you guys for joining me. We did get a few viewers of the stream afterwards, probably because it's Andrew Tate. We got a cult member to jump at us. And just a heads up, I'm so used to not getting traction on my stuff. I don't expect it. But this guy does have a stand base, and I'm going to be clipping stuff from the first stream and this stream. So it might get smoky if his stands come for me. We'll see. We'll see if it gets to that. I doubt it, but you never know. All right, this is actually, I think, from a month ago. And so that means, a month ago. At least that's what it says for YouTube. So that means before he went on with Sucker Carlson and Candace Owens, this stuff was out there. And listen, Candace Owens has a 3-hour interview of this motherfucker. And there's shows that I want to watch. I want to finish up Invincible. I want to finish up Edge Runners. I still even want to check out Oppenheimer, Barbie. I don't have enough time. And I'm getting back to doing music. I don't have enough time to watch this girl try to suck his dick for 3 hours. I don't. So I didn't watch the stream. I tried to watch her explanation. Do no part. I skipped through it because I can only deal with this bitch so much. So maybe she said it and I missed it. But I didn't see her talk about, and I'm not on screen. I'm just talking. And where the hell am I? I didn't see her talk about his charges. It's like they didn't matter for some reason. And I couldn't tell you. There I am. Couldn't tell you why. So, all right. All that is said, let's let Willie Mack talk about some of the stuff Andrew Tate was charged up. We might go over some stuff we already covered, but let's get to it. Because we got a lot. This ain't going to be EFAP. It's going to be SFAP. Some phrase we pausing.
Earlier this week, we got to view the charges levied against Andrew Tate and compare it to the evidence that was already publicly available. And what we found was some self-snitching for hours on end, selling an online course for how to traffic women for hundreds of dollars.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
And then once when he was arrested in late 2022, he started hiding the evidence, lying in interviews.
I have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
No, I've never said that.
And even going as far as...
Stop the cap. He did say that on his site. And that's what he does. He lies a lot. And ironically enough, his lies carry. There are people, even people who don't like him, think he's just being charged for making girls make TikToks. No, no, no. He's being charged with much worse, and we'll get into that. And so he's done some scraping of the internet, but not enough, as we'll get into. Not enough. Let's see.
Hiding pages and removing his website from the Wayback Machine. I'm not one who normally agrees with Sneeko, but I might this one time.
I've always said this on my stream. If they hide it, then it's the truth. If they have to delete it, then it's the truth.
Then Sneeko agrees with me. This guy is guilty. All of this information is available in my previous video, so if you're out of the loop, that's the place to catch up. And now even more charges.
We're not going to do that. We're all going to do 2 of this guy's videos. The next one's longer than this. So we're not going to do that. Again, we got so much to cover. I'm not going to pause on everything, but we're going to pause on a lot of it. All right.
Charges have been levied against the Tate in the form of money laundering and trafficking minors. And guess what? He is 100% guilty. How do I know this? Because he won't stop self-snitching. It's all over his $337 course on running a webcam business. So let's...
The 2 things you'll notice as patterns with Andrew Tate, at least from what I can ascertain, is he loves talking about how great he is. He loves telling you everything he does. He's like the Riddler. He wants you to know everything he does, and he loves taxing people. Those are the 2 things I noticed. He loves taxing people, and he loves telling you how great he is and how masterful he is with all his exploits.
Let's start with the new charges. Tate, the Romanian Directorate for the Investigation of Organized Crime and Terrorism, has now brought 3 more charges to the Tates. That being crimes of money laundering, favoring the perpetrator, influencing statements, and trafficking minors. Now this was translated from Romanian, so I want to address the translation error. Google Translate converts the statement to, "This case was ordered to be dismissed when it comes to these new charges." Tate fans have been proudly spewing this all over the internet, but that's simply...
That guy was not me. That's not me. Different mask. Different mask. All right, carry on.
Not true. It's just that the specific Romanian word doesn't have a direct translation from Romanian to English, so it incorrectly translates to dismissed. This is a common legal phrase used in Romania for when the prosecution is trying to separately investigate and charge the individual, instead of resolving it together in a single case. This phrase is used in Romanian court all the time. Feel free to look it up yourself. But the charges are coming, and Andrew Tate is definitely guilty of at least one of those things, that being trafficking minors. Or as far as Andrew admits, 1 minor, that being Tate's bottom bitch, Vivian.
Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out.
Real quick, and I'll get it back on camera. This is pretty fucked up. This is pretty fucked up. And we'll get into why some people defend him or some people give him a pass. You play in this video, and this is when, in my opinion, feminism is going to become relevant. But this is messed up. All right.
Go out for a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear it from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl. My first girl was so good, it was easy. And your whole business has to be built off the back of your bottom bitch. So if you have a girl in mind and you're already fucking her, pitch her.
Vivian, along with 1 other woman, is also being charged in this case because she was playing a key role in trafficking these girls to Romania.
You do when you're in my situation where you have a girlfriend of 6 years.
I actually think it's...
Try and bring a new...
Not sure if it's correct. I think there's actually 2 other women along with Vivian being charged, but we'll see.
Girl in. You actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that guy because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. Vivian's been with me 6 years, 6 years.
Remember this. He's been dating Vivian for 6 years.
Remember.
Head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us so that the new girl feels like, well, they're just kind of work and sex. And now I'm here and he likes me. And she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. But that's basically how it works. I've got my main bitch, my bottom bitch, Vivian.
Okay. But when Tate first pulled her into this business, it turns out she was young. Like, very young.
Look how young she was. Oh, come on. Fuck you and your ads, bro. Jeez. Okay, let's just play it and see if we can... Is it going to let me skip it? Oh, you asshole. Okay, well, you can get special internet in Houston if you're looking. Thank you, Spectrum. Fuck off. And what do you want? Oh, so you're telling me about some dog shit. Thank you, bro. I'm in the middle of a stream, but whatever. Okay.
2019, Tate explains how Vivian was his first girl that he's been with for 6 years when he
Listen to
first
this.
started the webcam business.
So yeah, that's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia. We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which we started. And you try and bring a new girl in. You actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21.
Do the math on
You hear
that
what he
one.
said?
That means Vivian
Okay,
was
and
only
he's just saying what I'm about to say. Vivian, the girl of 6 years, is like 21. I'm not sure if everyone's a math major, but that don't add up to legal. Not even there. That's 15. 15. 15. 15. He said it, by the way. I didn't say it. It wasn't my opinion. It wasn't the Matrix. Did Agent Smith go up there and say this shit? He said it. But a Tate fan, or even worse, a neutron, somebody who's neutral to Tate, they got an answer for fucking everything. Because he helped them raise their self-esteem, and he knows about real masculinity. Let's get 15-year-olds and turn them into cam girls. His words. I'm not sure. That's why he probably paused. He's probably not a man. He's like, let me just do it. Math quick in my head. No, man. And even if, he was off. He was like 22, 23. It's still a girl who was a teenager when she met him. He's on his Karl Malone time. And this is a month-old video. Sucker Carlson didn't ask him about this. Candace Owens, at least, I didn't see the 3-hour interview. I didn't see the second one either. Didn't ask him about this. You think someone would ask, especially someone who's supposed to be conservative. You think this would matter to them, right? No, it doesn't. Because partisanship matters. Because clout matters. Clout matters. He's one of the most popular people on the internet. And you just want him on your platform to boost your signal, boost your bandwidth, boost your platform. You're not going to ask him basic ass questions from a month-old video. So this is before Candace Owens admits that she interviewed him last week. She could have had one of her research assistants like, hey, let's look into how serious these charges are on our own. Would have took 5 or 10 minutes. And she couldn't do that, or did she do it and say, you know what, we're not going to talk about this because we don't want to deal with his simps or we just want the fucking clout? You tell me. But how can these people be so, and she asked him, stay tuned and be offended. No, you're a dumb bitch. Sucker Carlson's a dumb bitch. You don't ask about these things. From, again, a month-old video. It's fine, you guys got to use that new math. Oh, fuck. More with the heat. A lot of Tate fans like 15 to 16-year-old. Maybe. Hey, Zax, another Max man, a little more successful. Yeah, I don't think Common Core and all the crazy math is going to make that pervert shit work. And again, did the Matrix tell you? Did somebody say, if you tell me is that an AI? What is it outside of him telling you himself? He told you. He said this shit. It was an hour cut. We're not going to do an hour cut of him telling you all the shit he did. Complete narcissist. Let's keep going.
15 years old when Tate brought her in years ago. He would have been 26 with a 15-year-old. His words, not mine.
Jeez.
He put this on the internet. It boggles my mind that somebody could be this bad.
Okay, he's advertising
and I don't
shit.
need it. Foom and fidget with. Work. Use the link in the description. Thank you, Foom. Trafficking anyone because there are a ton of people, including the Tates, claiming that they aren't trafficking anyone because women love them.
Endless women support us.
But that isn't a very good defense because of the 2 webcam girls siding with him. Both of them are being charged as well, and for a very good reason. These are transcripts leaked by the prosecution of the Tate's webcam WhatsApp.
I think it's 3 girls.
Prosecution as well as 1 girl are claiming this took place right before she was beat and raped. RL is a former policeman as well as 1 girl.
New details emerged from the Tate brothers case. There are allegations of rape and repeated beatings. One of the girls who passed Andrew Tate's, bed, said she was forced by the defendant to undress and punch in the face and graped for no reason. Now that's testimony. Maybe she's just a liar from the Matrix, but this is testimony from one girl. No one asked him about it. Partisanship is a frightening thing, ladies and gents, but let's keep it
claiming
going.
this took place right before she was beat and raped. RL is a former policewoman in Tristan.
And RL and NG, apparently they do the name thing convention backwards. And we'll get into more stuff with them. That is Georgina N is NG and LR. What's the chick's name? It's Tristan's assistant. So those are the assistants that you've seen in a lot of their skits, talking RL and NG. And PI, as it's gonna say, it's just one of the girls, and then Andrew Tate. So again, these are transcripts from the wiretaps. Nobody asked them about it. Not even the BBC.
Assistant, who is also being charged. NG is Andrew's bottom bitch, who is also being charged. PI is the victim that has sided with the prosecution. And Andrew Tate is Andrew Tate. You were free tonight to sleep. Don't rub the mint. So you can be arrested tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday for the weekend. The policewoman says, so there's clearly no...
Actually, let's pause this. This is because we do want to get through so much of this material. You can be arrested tomorrow. So no longer the problem recovering. You mean I didn't say I'm not going in today? Well, how much did you have to recover so far? Don't bewitch me. I don't know what that means. So that's maybe some Romanian shit. Because you didn't do anything today. And then his Andrew Tate chiming in. Did you tell the new hooker? He's using the term hooker. Could be, it's just a joke. He just calls his girl. Okay, man. Okay. But did you tell the new hooker that you make a lot of money? Let's keep it going.
No longer police. Andrew, the only fan. G takes up.
Now here's the next part. Now this is what his women are doing. These are women talking to one of the girls. You see, we split on only. G takes. Oh, I don't know what that is. I take you. Maybe you're not listening because I'm killing you if we don't make money. Punch, and then the other girl chimes in. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, and then I'll give you another, or because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable sloth. I break you when I get there. And they're like, what did you do? You have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. What did I do? Better said, what did you do yesterday? For an hour. You're down 20, or you're 20% down 4 days since you posted. I'm waiting for the money yesterday. And like, well, Andrew looks to see if you posted TikToks, because TikTok, that was a part of it. You won't even have time to pack. Listen to this. You're flying off the balcony straight away. Maybe there's some translation issues. Maybe it's whatever. But they're talking about punching this girl because she's down 20%. And they're asking for their cut of the OnlyFans money. That's what and he's not touching the dope. These are the lieutenants, the girls, the bottom bitches as he calls them. That's who's doing this. Fish Chozo saying what I'm thinking. I hope Mr. Tate goes to jail for all eternity and gets his booty pounded. Gets his booty pounded for all eternity, bro. This guy's a demon. This is only part of it. We got a lot more. Moira Kitty talking about they like young girls because they're easily flattered. They're easily flattered and easier to control. Man, I mean, listen. There's the age gap dating is his own cap, but when you talk about young girls, these are 50s. These ain't like, oh, this is a young girl, she's 22. No. These are super young girls. I don't know. I don't want to cast his whole fan base as P3DOs. Here's what I'll say about his fan base, and we'll get into more of it as we go along. There is clearly, and I've spoken to this, there's clearly a lot of broken young men who are lost in this crazy ass world. This is why I'm going to bring up feminism. I think some of even the coldness by people who aren't Andrew Tate fans, because feminism has actually destroyed, at least in the West, destroyed a lot of men's protective instinct to women. Where before men had a natural protection instinct because lawsuits. Guy changes the girl tire, she gets he gets sued or charged with sexual assault. Guys don't want to talk to women at the office anymore at all about anything. I was working out and the dude, and I wanted to, but I had to hit the shit I was hitting on. Dude goes to the other side of the gym to get away from the woman. Why he doesn't want to end up, or presumably, I ain't ask him. but he doesn't want to end up on TikTok. And this guy's a creeper. So all these death by 1,000 cuts with this feminism shit has a generation of guys, one, apathetic to the shit that happens to women. And then when you add it to the school system, the matriarchal school system that basically treats boys as defective women, and there was, for the longest time, no dialogue that a lot of men had about a lot of how the feminism, the family court, and all these things were conspiring against men. When the manosphere appears and guys like Andrew Tate appear, they come out like manna from heaven. And hell, some of the stuff Andrew Tate actually had to say was pretty motivational to some guys that maybe didn't feel like shit, maybe didn't have shit going on for themselves, but Andrew Tate came along, motivated them to get themselves better, improve themselves. And so they feel loyal and grateful to this guy. He couldn't be, hat falling off. He couldn't be somebody that traffics women. He's the guy that helped me, lose weight or help me start a business or help me do whatever. How could he be a female trafficker? Or an ex-trafficker. And on top of this, we have this media climate, Hell Copa Cantina. We have this media climate that is so apt to silence anyone they don't agree with. We've seen that now when the media silences somebody, when they censor somebody, we automatically take their side regardless, right? A lot of people think these charges, like I did, are trumped up, and they're not. At this point, if anyone defends Tate, they should have their hard drive seized, right? Blopa. Hey again. Hey Vigilante in chat. Hey Copa Cantina. Appreciate you being here. I think a lot of people don't know. I was on a video talking about the comic he's coming out with. Some people think he's just being charged a trumped up charge over TikToks or something. They don't know, There's the people who hardcore support him, and then there's the casuals who just kind of heard something, yeah, whatever, something, I don't know. And that's the group that's scary. This is why I'm making that video, for that group who don't really pay attention, who don't know. I didn't know until it came across the algo, right? To say no, there's more to the story than just some trumped up charges. There's something to this.
Oh, I take you. Maybe you're not listening because I'm killing you if we don't make money. Punch yourself in the mouth.
We already covered this, so let's skip ahead. We can skip after this. Now, and you know what? Right on cue, we're actually about to cover some of the this is going to be some of the comments that this guy got, and we're going to see some of the fan base. Why the fans think what they think. It'll echo what I was just talking about.
Been claiming that what the Tates are doing isn't human trafficking. They say, man, this concept of human trafficking is so dumb. Apparently working for webcam because you fell in love is now manipulation. Like girls can't think for themselves now. It's like...
So this is what I meant about the feminism thing. Now we put it's on you. Something happens to you, young lady, it's on you. It's on you. Gotta think for yourself. And on some level, life is like a boxing match. You gotta protect yourself at all times. This is a post-feminism thing. You've gotten men who don't, these are your decisions. In some cases, we find out they're not grown women, but in most of the cases, they were grown women. They were grown women. They had the choice to not go. They had the choice to delete his number at any time. They didn't make that choice. It's on them. There's a lot of people with that opinion. And that's what happens when you use feminism to attack men. And so now our protective instincts are down because our survival instincts are up. Now it's every man for himself. And this is just one of the sad things. And another, we'll get into it a little bit later. He's also the controlled opposition for feminism. The whole manosphere is. You got this evil thing in feminism, problem, reaction, solution, Hegelian dialect. Let me get on the camera. Then you come up with the manosphere and yin and yang, problem, reaction, solution, as above, so below. And you can have them destabilize and create more division between the genders. We already have a depopulation problem because of a lot of this bullshit, and it's only going to get worse. But this guy, this isn't human trafficking. These women had choices. On some level, he's correct. And like I said, you'd have eliminated a lot of protective nature of men. Shout out to Cinch Ditto. Not sure if he's here. I'll check the chat in a minute. 'Cause I'm going back and forth between OBS. But he still had a protective. Even though he didn't, I don't know if he even noticed it. just when we did the last stream, you know, the way he was talking about some of the women, he had a protectiveness to how he spoke that was still there because he's an Eastoid, right? So what does this guy say? Man, this concept of human trafficking is so dumb. Apparently working for a webcam because you fell in love is not manipulation. Like the girls can't think for themselves. Again, you're on your own. It's making a girl fall in love with me and telling her to jump off of a cliff. Laugh emoji. Where are they being trafficked to? We will see throughout these videos that he has multiple locations. That it wasn't all Romania. A lot of this happened in London too. Putting girls who are in love with you on webcams is not human trafficking. We'll see Romanian law and see if that's the case. This is the worst attempt of labeling someone to be a human trafficker. Whoever thinks he's guilty is just a mind slave to the media. The media that, ironically enough, is not covering a lot of stuff I'm covering. Because I think he's an agent, but that's neither here nor there for now. Let's my man, I keep forgetting the brother's name, but he's doing a video. Willy Mack, I believe.
Like making a girl fall in love with me and then telling her to jump off a cliff. And where the F are they being trafficked to? Romania, specifically his various properties in Ilfov County. Because putting girls who are in love with you on webcams is not human trafficking. It is very clearly human trafficking under Romanian law. Criminal offenses, section 1. It is an offense for anyone who recruits a...
Okay, he's reading this, but this shows if these words are to be believed, I'm sure they're translated. So there's that. It says it's an offense with anyone who recruits, transfers, harbors, or receives a person by means of threat of force or other forms of coercion, of abduction, of fraud. We'll see some fraud, of deception, of abuse of power, or by taking advantage of that person's inability to defend herself or to express his or her will, or his or herself. And his or her will, because it does, count for all genders. Or by giving, or offering, or receiving payments or benefits to achieve the consent of a person having control over another person for the purpose of exploitation, and is punishable from 3 to 12 years and enter indictments and certain rights. So 3 to 12 years, I'm assuming per count. So as we'll see, he will hear him tell you he's exploiting women. We already have him saying in the last stream, he uses sex to get women to obey with him to make him money. We already have lots of evidence that he's using deception and coercion. Again, I'm not a Romanian lawyer, but at bare minimum, this investigation is valid. At bare minimum, there's a reason to look into this guy for the Romanian law. And I don't think that's being represented. I think for a lot of people, the media is attacking another conservative, or media is attacking another free thinker. And these are trumped up charges. It's some TikTok thing. I don't know. I don't think he's really guilty because I haven't looked into it. And of course, the media, because they're playing along with their agent, in my opinion, they're not really giving you the heavy heat. They're not letting you know, oh no, there's a detailed thing. Shouldn't CNN be doing what I'm doing right now? The BBC will talk about misogyny and bullshit like that. Bro, there's videos of him admitting to pimping. There's videos of him admitting to exploiting women. There's videos of him describing what his process is. And that's not what you talk about. You talk about him saying some bullshit TikTok that went viral with some misogyny. That's how you can tell something's up. That's how you can tell something up. And we can skip through this as I read through it. Hold on.
Person by girls that they're going to be in a relationship or married and travel
He's
the
just breaking down
world
what I
when
said.
they're not.
Then you start saying things like, oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together?
Here's more transcripts and text messages Dicot's released between Andrew Tate and one of the women he allegedly trafficked. Again, this is translated from English to Romanian and then back to English, so bear with me. You have to understand that you're mine and you'll be mine forever. A woman never...
Real quick, Hell Dempsey, because I've been going back and forth. I heard there was drama over last night's discussion. Sorry to hear. You guys are talking about stuff in the chat. First, I thought the allegation was bogus because Romania held him for 3 months without charge. I was suspicious. At first, I was too. Cheers, Dempsey. It's Courtney's Discord. So, okay, I don't know what's going on. So I'm sorry if there was drama. The number 2, this is why I want to see Dempsey. I appreciate you going. I didn't read the
never
number 2.
leaves rest. That's like allegedly. Here's
Some
telling her the means of fraud.
Any trafficking offense committed under the following circumstance: offense committed by more two perpetrators, we know that's true. Victim sustains grievously bodily or mentally harm, we know both are true. Offense committed by a public servant while performing their legal duties, I believe it was an ex-public servant, there's an ex-police officer involved, punishable by imprisonment 5 to 15 years. In introduction of certain rights. And so yeah, that's definitely applicable. All right, let's skip ahead. Okay. And real quick before I get back into it, Copa Cantina. We'll get into somebody with that story. You're joking, but it's true. She says, I graduated from Tate's Hustler University course. I'm a top G and now have 3 investigations leveled against me. Ask me how I did it. You're joking? There is somebody who took Tate's course, who also has his own courses, who's also being charged with human trafficking. Hopefully we can get to him. We got a lot to cover, but I'm hoping we can get to him. So that, you're joking? That's a real story. That's a real story. Allegedly.
I want to bring you with me. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together?
Here's more transcripts and text messages Dicot's released between Andrew Tate and one of the women he allegedly trafficked. Again, this is translated from English to Romanian and then back to English, so bear with me. You have to understand that you're mine and you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man.
Nah,
That would be the last
bottom
man
G
in your
prison.
life. What do you do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to Bucharest?
Okay. So this is, guess he was telling ladies Emery, which is his middle. I think it might actually be his first name. And that's also his dad's name. I think that might actually be his first name. You have to understand, once you're mine, you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man. I'll be the last man in your life.
That's like way more on the nose.
Doesn't this sound like shit? You know, to go back to more with Kitty's point, can you tell a woman 25 or older this shit and they buy it? I don't know that you can. Like I said, 25. You ain't got to be even in your 30s. I don't know if they buy this shit.
Worse than that woman ever realized. She says, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. And he goes,
uh-oh, that's going to be evidence for the Tate heads. Oh, excuse me. She said she wanted to come. So it's not trafficking. This girl said she wanted to come. It's not kidnapping. She wants to come. Please don't arrest my hero. Don't arrest my self-esteem.
That you will never be able to live without me. And then I could trust you to show you everything. She tells him, bring a ring when you come. And he says, but can you be a loving wife? To always be by my side wherever.
This is showing manipulation. He's talking about, can you be my wife? And they're talking about bringing a ring and all this shit. He has no intention, as he'll tell you, no intention of marrying this woman, no intention of doing anything but trying to get her money. Or trying to get her to get money. And I'm actually kind of Freudian slipping because we'll see how much these girls are getting paid cut-wise.
Where I go, talk to 0 men besides me, ride or die. You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine, don't forget that. And act like it. We will be together soon. She then asks, can I trust you?
No,
and
you
Andrew
can't.
replies, yes, you can. And I want to know if you're committed, serious about marriage. And she says, yes, I am serious. Having his bottom bit.
He's talking about, are you serious about marriage to some of these girls? And again, some of this game, does it work to somebody? They got to be in their early 20s. I know he's got abs and all that other shit. I know girls, you know, when they get the tingles, they get wet, they might accept some bullshit, but some of this shit. And I know there's a translation thing too, so maybe that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think this shit's flying with somebody 25, 26 old.
And I want to know if you're committed, serious about marriage. And she says, yes, I am serious. Having his bottom bitch play along and act like Andrew Tate loves her.
She'll super downplay us so that the new girl feels like, well, they're just kind of working sex. And now I'm here and he likes me. And she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. If Vivian was completely honest, well, he's been with me 6 years and we're going to be together forever, so you're just a side bitch, then it's not going to ever work.
This is...
Stiff, she said he could be a peen wizard. He was in pretty good shape. He was a fighter, totally possible. But again, we're seeing more of that manipulation. How much more of this video? We got so much
fraud.
stuff.
And the exploitation is then having the girls work in his webcam business.
Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me.
This is what he said.
That's how I got rich.
Find girls, make them love me, make them work for me. I think that might even be on the last stream.
Now, if you want to, for some reason, you can disagree with the law, like this guy. To be fair, the lover boy method shouldn't even be illegal. What about the gold-digging girls that seduce men and take their money? Same thing.
Here we go. This is that post-feminism, post-family court anger. And listen, the gold digging shit, the family court is evil. But two evils don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? Two evils don't make a right. He says the lover boy method shouldn't be even illegal. Which, if you don't know what the lover boy method is what he's doing. He makes girls think that they're the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. Shout out to Drake and his pink nails. But it makes girls think that they're the only one, that he wants to marry him, and all they need to do is work for him, and they'll be together forever. And they buy it. Now, you can argue again in this post-feminist, we don't defend women because if we do, we get in trouble. And now you trained us not to give a shit about women, and you're on your own. You're on your own logic. There's something to it, but man, on the just moral logic. My point of doing this video, I'm not a lawyer. There's some legal stuff. We'll see if he goes to jail. But I'm just trying to tell you, this guy's unscrupulous at goddamn least. That you wouldn't want your daughter, your mother, your auntie, nobody around him, right? And shit, you wouldn't want your brother. We'll get into that. You wouldn't want your friends around him. And this is another thing. It turns out that some of those teachers and the motherfuckers that were protesting him and didn't like him, turns out they were onto something. They were fucking onto something. Yeah, some twisted shit, man. Very twisted. And there's more to it.
You cannot like the law, but even this Tate fan can't deny that he's breaking it. Another charge being brought to Tate is money laundering, and guess what?
Oh,
he's
man.
guilty. In the course, he tells the guys how to avoid paying the woman and paying taxes.
Tax is also
Now listen to this. We're going to get into how he money launders and avoids taxes. This is from 2019. I think some of the tax laws may be a little different in regards to crypto, what he's going to talk about. We're going to see that these women are also getting scammed out of their money. And what he's saying here is much better than what he says in another interview, showing that he's scamming them even worse than this. But let's see.
also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. But you need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. So control element. Secondly, it allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, but we had to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50.
He's teaching you.
Did you hear what he said? This guy said he paid his girls 30% of what they're made. We're going to find out it's even less than that. But he told them it was 50-50. And when they asked why this doesn't math out, oh, the rest is going on taxes. And he's not paying the taxes. If you're a fan of him, defend this morally. Please understand. Listen, if you got something from something he said, that's one thing. You can take the good out of something and throw away the rest if it helps you. But for fuck's sake, don't defend this shit. How is this defensible? He's saying it, by the way. This isn't the Matrix saying it. This isn't some feminist saying it. This is him saying this shit. And again, a lot of this information was out there before all these fucking conservatives jumped in bed with him for clout. And no one's asking him about this shit. No one did an earnest investigation on their own into this shit before interviewing him. No one? That's crazy to me, man. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts. It shouldn't surprise me because we know in this partisan bullshit game, it's all about that clout. It's all about getting that attention. And you don't want to go against people on your side of the street. Shout out to Errol Spence recently. Looked like he got ran over by the street. But you don't want to go against anyone who's on your side unless you can get clout off from Candace Owens going after that twat fucking Crowder. And so you just let him slide. He's on your side, so he gets a pass. He gets a pass for human trafficking. And as I seen pointed out, the same cuck servitors who were screaming about the groomers, and you should scream about these grooming ass weirdos in some of the schools, but they got nothing to say about this. It's like their child exploitation is if it's by somebody they like, it's allowable. So eventually, Sucker Carlson, Candace Owens, other motherfuckers who pushed and platformed and sucked his dick, you guys are gonna have to answer for this. You gotta at least cop plea. You're gonna at least have to say, hey, we didn't know, or we this and third. But you're gonna have to give an explanation of why you didn't even do a basic bitch investigation into this guy, and you took everything he said at face value. Everything he said at face value. I'm guessing Crowder took the top G courses. Maybe that's why he was talking to his women. He did sound like a red pill manosphere motherfucker. He did sound that way. I don't know if you guys remember him trying to get his girl who only they're a millionaire couple, or he's a millionaire. They only got one car. She can only drive with his permission. Maybe he did take the top G courses. And she's pregnant and she doesn't want to handle this medicine that could affect her pregnancy. But because of that, she don't love him. Maybe he did take the top G manipulating courses. He took them too late though, because he's getting divorced, losing half his cash. Copa says, you don't understand, Vigilante. He's helped young men become top Gs by saying the right things. You're not wrong. And we'll get into the young men getting exploited. We'll get into the people defending him, what they're going through. And you'll see, like, God, this guy is a real cult leader. Real cult leader. But let's keep it moving.
You how to commit fraud. And if you have a bunch of undocumented money, well, that means it needs to be washed. And because it's Andrew, he just talked about it over the phone. This is coming from wiretaps Dicott put in his house. You're not stupid. You could probably guess how I make so much money. The victim responds, webcam? Question mark? I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company is fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I then used to do other things, to move money, illegal things, documents, etc. I will never do that with you. Is this blowing anyone else?
Somebody's going to say that's all fake. Somebody's going to say it's all bullshit. But the tap literally tells him, admitting to laundering money on the phone tap. Got your phone tap. Shout out to the firm. He's admitting to laundering money. Again, I'm not saying any of this shit. The Matrix isn't saying any of this shit. He's saying this shit because he's a narcissistic sociopath, and he got to let you know how great he is and all the shit he does. He's so proud of himself, he gotta let you know.
Money, illegal things, documents, etc. I will never do that with you. Is this blowing anyone else's mind?
Unreal.
He has a course where he teaches people how to be a criminal and self-snitches to everything, and then he just tells this girl over the phone.
Obviously, I'm the smartest man alive.
Bro, you're an idiot. You caught yourself. You're going to jail.
You guys are good. I'm the last person I
Hey, we just heard Patrick sing on the last tree. Don't make fun of Patrick. He's good. Got soul.
Rhyme.
Let me show you how to.
Oh my God, more. Okay, this is guys seeing all the DAW stuff. Cause back to making these beats. Remix any song in minutes. Just pay me $30 and I'll teach you how to be a producer. Pay me $150. Everybody's got a damn course.
I don't even notice when it hurts anymore.
Andrew Tate at some point next year is going to have 2 ongoing cases against him at the same time. And it's all because he wanted to sell this information online. Only Andrew could go on a rant about how corrupt the West is, only to later say that it isn't corrupt
It's kind of
enough.
funny.
But why there? Because Western society is degraded and Western society is more corrupt. I think the Western world, there's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. And also, I like Eastern Europe as a whole because corruption's far more accessible. I find it offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that... No, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go, no, this is the law,
This
law
fucking
and order,
guy.
and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island.
This guy wasn't invited to Epstein's Island, so he created his own Epstein Island. He definitely took full advantage of the police over there. Before we end today's video, I want to play a little game called Is It Trafficking? Because his fans seem a bit confused. By your logic, what do you suppose OnlyFans is? A porn site, not trafficking. I don't see the issue here. It's the same as the porn industry. If the director tries to trick or force the woman into doing it, then yeah, it would be trafficking. Okay, so let's lock up all women who manipulate men into getting them pregnant, only to have them then pay child support and not see their
Getting that red pill rage.
kid. That's also trafficking.
And again, this is fucked up, but it's not trafficking, man. Listen, family court needs to be reformed. We need a lot of reform, and this shit should be considered fraud, honestly. But two demonic things do not make a right.
There's definitely problems with family court, but I don't think anyone anywhere ever has described it as human trafficking. Bro, it's just sales, dude. He's using a sales technique. Please stop using that technique. It's trafficking. I also want to address the group of people that genuinely look up to Andrew Tate. I know I'm probably going to get hate for this, but Andrew Tate positively changed my life. I have listened to most of his podcast and have noticed the same inconsistencies you pointed out. You're spot on with this video. I don't agree with everything he preaches, but he definitely helped with my mindset. That's fine, bro. I still listen to R. Kelly every now and then. I get why Andrew Tate's popular. He's hilarious.
Who win the fight? 1,000 anteaters.
Okay, make sure I ain't fuck up the audio. I'll play this. Hold on.
I'm talking about the ant.
Billion ants.
This iconic cigar with their anteaters.
I'm not here to
See, this is how he, grew on me. I didn't really give a shit about, he's the message of masculinity. I just thought he was an entertaining asshole, and he was funny. I thought he was like a Ric Flair, a dorky version of Ric Flair, and I thought he was funny and interesting. And when these charges came out, because of the new legacy of anyone who thinks wrong gets lambasted by the media, I just went, the Streisand effect affected me. Well, they must be going to him because of something he's saying. It has nothing. These charges are trumped up. And clearly that's not the case. We're almost done with this video, but we got more.
police your entertainment. I'm just trying to clear up a lot of the misinformation I see online. I also totally understand why his fans don't trust the media when they report on the stories.
It's a good point.
They misquote them and take them out of context constantly.
Teach that a woman, if a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, shove her up.
Is that what I teach?
That's what you say.
No, if you actually watch the clip, it will be
This
about
is
the
how it
woman
happens.
attacking me with a machete. As usual, you've not watched the video, taken it out of context, flipped it, and attempted to attack me with.
See, this is another thing. The media is so unscrupulous. This is a BBC reporter, and we're gonna see that she did take this joke out of context, and he's gonna play that. And this is what gives him fuel. He's fighting the Matrix. Look what the Matrix is doing to him. They're taking him out of context because they genuinely are.
The small excerpt.
Andrew Tate's right. She's taking a joke from him seriously and is quoting it wrong.
Imagine a girl pick this up. What would a woman do? Slap the machete, slap her in the face. One hand, machete, and then backhand. I perfected this in pimp school when I got my PhD.
The media constantly taking him out of context has made them lose all their credibility. I totally get why his fans don't believe anything the media has to say. Half of it is untrue. It's actually insane to think that I'm more credible than the BBC when covering Andrew Tate.
This is one of the most credible guys. It's 30 more seconds. We've done a lot in this video. We got another one of his videos to cover. Plus, we're going to skip through more of Andrew's self-snitching. But I like this, Michael, going back to the Crowder thing. Crowder to his wife, I don't love you, which was great. I laugh every time that moment happens in the video that I made about it. And also Crowder, divorce was not my choice. Yeah, he's a piece of work. This is what happens. Listen, there's, not to quote your Orange Man or paraphrase from your Orange Man, but there are scumbags on both sides. There are pieces of shit on both sides. You know what I'm saying? And just because somebody may agree with you or say things you agree with doesn't mean they're immune to being a piece of shit. That's what we learned from both situations, even though Crowder is not nowhere, as fucked up as Crowder is, nowhere on the planet of fucking Tate. Nowhere on the same, not nowhere. So here's more, same creator. I think he even has the same shirt on, even though this is a much more recent video. And again, no one talks about it. Nothing.
Lately, we've been covering the Andrew Tate charges, showing he's been selling classes on, trafficking, money laundering, and even admitting to manipulating a 16-year-old into working for his cam business when he was 26 years old.
So he's now corrected to 16. So I'm guessing the girl was actually, when he said like 21, actually like 22 because he's corrected it to 16. That's, I would have to do more research to verify that. Still a teenager.
But yes, even with all that, it somehow gets worse. The Tates have done nothing but lie and hide evidence saying that there are no charges or claims of abuse.
Are they
And a lot of people believe this, by the way.
No.
These are only some of the charges or claims of abuse.
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No.
These are only
This is one of the worst parts to this. And I already mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it again. Oh, we got a lot of viewers missing. So maybe people are falling off. Is my sound on? It is. Cool. This is one of the worst parts to me of this whole situation. I know a lot of people believe in sucker. That's your business. But this guy is asking him, are there any violent charges? Meaning sucker didn't do the research himself to find out if there were any violent charges and just takes him at his face value. Would he do that with somebody that wasn't quote unquote conservative or didn't lean to the right? I don't know.
There are no charges or claims of abuse.
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No.
These are
He didn't look him up himself. You can look him up and see the charges. He asked, are you being accused of violence? Andrew Tate says no. That's good enough for him. That's good enough for him. I don't think somebody from the left could get away with that. And Lord knows I don't like the left at all. And I ain't trying to defend the left at all. But I don't think if he was interviewing somebody leftist, that they would get away with such minimal research being done into what they had done. But Andrew Tate's milkshake brings the boys to the yard. So it is what it is.
only some of the files and transcripts on the Tates. Does this look like no evidence? New evidence has emerged showing that the top members of the war room are also trafficking women.
This is what we're going to get to Copa's joke being real. One of the top G's. He's in the trafficking game himself.
With another one of them being charged as well. It quite literally is a cult, and I'm not using that word lightly. Chat logs from the war room have leaked showing that he is still in the webcam business, explaining exactly how he manipulates women to fellow members, saying she's broke, can't go home, and can't leave the house. Man, I almost sound evil. They can
We covered that stuff in the last stream.
continue to lie to their fans, saying that they're only being charged for things that happened in 2021.
We have been accused, like my brother said, of nothing prior to 2021 or 2022. So all of our old videos, old life had nothing to do with this.
When the court documents are citing incidents from 2016, 2017, 2018, all the way up until they were arrested in 2022. He had seemingly tried to buy off a Romanian senator, calling her from jail, saying, so make it clear to them. You will get lots of votes when Tate says you took their side. He has a former Romanian police inspector, Luana, beat the women when they wouldn't work.
So yeah, Luana, that's the Tristan's assistant. She was a former inspector, and she not only she beat the women, because I'm wondering if we need to go through this whole 25-minute video because there's still so much on this guy. So maybe we'll get to it, maybe we won't. But apparently a girl had breast implants recently done, and she put on the recently done breast implants as a means of punishment.
Maybe you're not listening because I'm killing you.
And this is what we covered in the last thing. That's Luana. She's RL. I'm killing you if we don't make money. You know, what did I do? Yeah, what did you do? You're down 20% since you posted.
If we don't make money, hit yourself in the mouth until I arrive because I would torture the girls by having his bottom bitch beat them in their newly acquired breast implants.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
By lifting her arm to break the operation, after which she stated that she's not stupid enough to...
So yeah, girl recently undergone breast implant, lifted her arm to break the operation, after which she stated she's not stupid enough to leave traces. So this is what she does. That's Georgina who did that. So Luana and Georgina, they're the ones doing all the violence. They're the one, you know, maybe he's gonna go Nino Brown if they did it. At the end of the day, they're the lead of this criminal operation. I'm just a fall guy.
Somehow gets worse, as they allegedly have Twitter and Instagram employees in their cult, banning and botting people who criticize them. This is
yeah, and I want to play his whole. I'm gonna try to get through his whole video. That's why I said he got so much more. This guy claims to have been a part of the war room. This guy claims that Twitter and social media employees that are part of the war room on some Project Mayhem from Fight Club shit will attack people and mess with people's accounts, take down their accounts. And I don't have a Twitter, but I do have an Instagram and a TikTok. And who knows what the reach of these videos. I don't have much reach, but if it goes out there, again, don't think it will, but if it does, I could be dealing with them very soon. You might get get a glimpse of my secret identity after all.
Coming from a war room whistleblower.
We have many Twitter employees, we have Instagram employees, TikTok employees. When we want to, we can delete an account. Whatever the perceived attack is on the Tate brand, that the marketing, the post, the tweet, the thread, whatever is purporting, we counter that with our Tate bots. We get big accounts to slander the person that's making that thread.
This is a real rabbit hole, so buckle.
So yeah, this is this is crazy. So you come at Tate, there's a whole bot system and a whole internet security system, which I know a lot of celebrities have a version of this, right? But they'll take down your accounts, as we'll see. Maybe we'll see if we can get through all this. Okay, he's doing some advertising. What's this? More advertising. Okay, here's some more incriminating stuff straight from Andrew's mouth.
On Andrew Tate, going over the charges in the many videos he's posted incriminating himself.
Like I said, there's a lot of stuff we're an hour in.
Obeys me. I don't give a
Videos he's posted incriminating himself.
I have to fuck her so she obeys me. I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
He is literally, again, just admitted to exploiting women. He is saying all of this stuff. He's worse than any rapper. He's worse than any drill rapper, worse than anybody. He's snitching on himself. It's incredible that this case even has to go on with how much evidence he's provided his fucking self. Yes, there's stuff in these phone tests. Maybe you dispute the phone test, whatnot. But there's video of saying every Bond girl is exploited, and this is what I do. There's video of him saying these things, man. It's not my opinion. It's not what I think. Yeah, not admitted. Fucking bragged about it. He's bragging about this shit. And nobody could ask him about this shit. All Candace hoe his ass is, you stay tuned to be offended. Well, she's the same hoe that doxed conservatives back in the day, so you guys are trusting her at your own peril. But this motherfucker's bragging about it. Sucker Carlson, he can't ask. He can't ask. It says low spec Discord. What's going on with Discord? I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, man.
Well, he's continued to incriminate himself in his war room group chat where he teaches other people how to traffic women as well, leading to at least one other member being arrested and charged. So what is the war room? It's Andrew Tate's cult of what he claims to be the most powerful non-governmental body in the world. He describes as the Illuminati, but cooler.
War room is kind of like the Illuminati, but cooler.
How powerful is the network?
I'm alive.
Are we allowed to talk about anybody else who's in there?
I will never tell you about any of the members, but let's put it this way: I'm still alive, right? So, and there's been serious attempts on my life. The war room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today, bar governments.
Are you trying to keep
bar a nation
up?
state? The war room is bar a nation state wanting you dead. The war room is the number one enemy you wouldn't want you coming after you because they will get you. We are that good.
Now, I used to think he was just being hyperbolic here, but it's not just a meme. It's dangerous, especially.
Yeah, we're gonna see. You don't want the war room coming at you. We're gonna see that.
If you're a woman they target. Now, if you're a new member of the war room, it's just another way for them to siphon $5,000, $7,000 out of you.
The war room now.
It's just
We'll
another
get to
way
his
for them
video
to siphon
too.
$5,000, $7,000 out of you.
The war room now, it's like when you join it, you're going to be paying the $5,000, but you're not just going to be paying for that. They say that's only your admission ticket. You're only paying to get access to these people. You're not paying to be respected and all that stuff. What you're supposed to be doing is pay for more stuff. As soon as you join, they're asking you, it's like, you got to pay now for the 5 fundamental courses, which I think is like $3,000 with a discount or whatever. So $5,000 USD plus $3,000 discounts.
$8,000.
So you gotta pay $8,000 at least. $5,000 just to join and get access to pay them $3,000 for some courses. That's the war room. This is Tate fans. People who are fans of this guy. This is what he wants you for. People who are celebrating him are going to attack everybody. One guy in the comments of the last video talk about all the good he does for the world. He may have motivated a few guys, but he only motivates you for hopes that you would give him 5 racks to give him 3 racks and maybe more if there's more courses. And maybe be a minion of his and help him make even more money. and then post his TikToks. Because remember, who did the marketing for Andrew Tate in the first fucking place? It wasn't him. It wasn't even Georgina or Luana or Luke or Tristan. It was his fans. His fans were told, you go to TikTok, you go to Instagram, you go to YouTube, Twitter, all these platforms, and you keep posting my content till he took over the fucking internet. He's as much as he's exploiting these women, he's exploiting these simp-ass dudes too. And they're down for it because to them, he created the earth in 6 days and rested on the seventh because he made them feel good about the fact that feminism hates them. He's their hero. He's their God. That's what Top G stands for to them. He's their God. And some of them will give him, because we're going to hear people who are upset about it, but some of them have gladly gave him thousands of dollars without even the in-between of one of his hoes. Even though we'll probably hopefully get into it. Some people have given him a lot through the hoes. Technical term, of course. But yeah, man. People love him though. Top G.
$1,000 just to get started, and they will continue to gouge you for thousands more. But if you actually stick around long enough and make the money, that's when you'll be allowed in the more advanced courses. In one of the War Room group chats, Andrew Tate is giving step-by-step instructions on how to manipulate girls, using his own as examples. And in one of the leaked messages, he explains how he would isolate girls from their family by lying. He writes, update.
This one we covered in the last stream. I'll just go ahead and play it, but we already covered this. This is, again, the girl that he made up a story about her working in the sex club just to scare her into staying with him.
On the two girls living together, the girl that moved lost her support network at home, cemented her move, talking about staying forever, can't wait for me to come back, etc. So I had to tighten the screw. So I said somebody from her hometown told me that she worked in a sex club. I literally totally made this up from the sky. He then shows the text accusing her at 10:40 and then ghosting her for 20 minutes as she panics. He says, started calling her a liar and threatening to kick her out. But the real goal here is for her to agree to never go anywhere without me, not even her hometown. He then shows his messages with her. You are never going back to Timisoara without me. Understand? And she replies, yes, I understand. He then posts more text messages showing how he's broken this girl down, all through lying, I might add. Andrew, please tell me that this is a joke, because I really don't want to believe that you mean what you're saying. I'm freaking crying alone in a room, and you think I'm not serious? Where am I now, Andrew? Here? Why? Because I am serious. I've left everything and everyone behind. For who? For you. Andrew,
remember, he made this up at a whim.
I need her working, not visiting friends in her hometown. So I'm putting nails in that coffin, saying my people are talking bad about her. So Andrew Tate is admitting and teaching how he gets a girl to fall in love with him, systematically tears her apart from her family and friends, all for the purpose of bringing her to Romania so she works on webcam for him.
Are you a Christian man?
Oh my God. Is this Christian Mingle? These ads. Oh, leave me alone. Oh, shut up, you hoe. Jesus, we're in the middle of a long ass stream.
Textbook human trafficking according to Romanian law. And if the girls didn't work or didn't pull in enough money after they moved in, the Tates would have Georgiana and Luana, their assistants, beat them. They're being charged as well. These are transcripts from Dicot, the Romanian.
So we've already went through this. Punch yourself in the mouth. You're going off the edge. What's the edge of the thing? The balcony or some shit. You're an incurable sloth. You're down 20%.
FBI showing them threaten a girl, saying maybe you're not another violence because the defendants acted cunningly without leaving traces. For example, from one of the victim's statements, it appears Georgiana, to avoid leaving traces of violence on the body of one of the girls who recently undergone breast implants, would lift her arms to break the operation, after which stated she's not stupid enough to leave traces. To anyone who's still skeptical about the human trafficking charges, I beg to ask, what else would you call this?
It's a good point, man. Because I'm sure we're going to get skeptics. Oh, man. What this is we got girls beating up other girls. We got girls ripping at breast implants. As Los Spitlin's laptop is added, total complete manipulation. It's exhaustive. And to have so much exhaustive evidence still is mind-boggling to me. And this is just one guy. There's other people covering them. I've come across other people covering this stuff. These are all the same thing that victims of narcissistic abuse go through, just not with the X part, the psychological abuse, yeah. But it's ramped up to it, and I think this guy is completely a narcissistic. Narcissist. Let me see. BCHD. Triangulate those girls, I bet. I'm not sure. Did I read that right? BCHD. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. But yeah, there's a lot of abuse. There's physical abuse. There's making sure they can't go back home, making sure they cut off from the money, cut off from family. So all they could do is work for them. Isolation, detailed explanations on these processes to paying customers.
Manipulate the girls into falling in love with him with promises of marriage. I want to know if you're committed. Seriously,
we already
married.
covered
He
some
then
of this
divide
stuff.
them. I totally made this up. I need her working. I'm inside the house.
So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting
Listen to
there
this.
bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
Where they would be
go nowhere.
So-
All these chicks.
And then when they got
All
nothing
these chicks,
left,
they can't
move in with-
leave. They can't leave. All these chicks, you don't go anywhere. We're repeating. We're looping it. He'll say it again.
Then where he traps them inside the house.
So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
Where they would
Again, your girl Candace Owens thinks this is the face of new masculinity. This is the masculinity she wants. She won't even ask him about this. This is the new face of masculinity. He used triangulation with the girls fighting each other. I see.
be beaten, tortured by Georgiana and Luana.
And
He
we'll go
knows
back
what he's
into that.
doing is wrong. He proudly states in the war room. Another element. Since she's moved in, she's been fed, but nothing else. She's broke, can't go home,
Listen to
and
this.
she can't leave the house. Man, I almost sound evil.
Ain't no almost. Only feed them. Nothing else. She's broke. Can't go home. Can't leave the house. Man, I almost sound evil, but I'm not. Listen to this shit. I'm a shepherd leading the sheep. She doesn't realize that following me makes life better for her. He believes his own hype. Pure unadulterated narcissism, man. Pure unadulterated narcissism.
How much money they're making from OnlyFans. Fake convo with G. Me pretending I love her. G speaking sense. Posting targets of what woman they plan to get next. This is
people talking about their own. This is now the people in the war room talking about how they can, what should I do with this girl that I'm in a situation with?
Pretending I love her. G speaking sense. Posting targets of what woman they plan to get next.
Targeting
this is the next
women.
target. We'll start the groundwork tonight and keep you all updated. She passed the PhD test. Ready for another masterclass. People are
Crazy.
paying over $10K and putting in hours of work a day to learn how to traffic women. It's insane. And yet, it's somehow gets
Mind-boggling.
worse. Because it's the
And this is the one of the most popular men on the internet. Mind-boggling. Had men paying thousands of dollars to learn how to traffic women while he had a traffic operation. Not just is he a pimp, he is a pimp educator. He is a pimp educator, literally.
the tip top of the war room where the real crime is happening. I want to introduce you
even
to
worse.
Vlad Obu, aka Joe Lampton. He's
Actually, real quick before we get into this guy, I'll check out a couple of comments. Hate to admit I fell for all this crap in the past. Sorry to hear that. It broke me. Isolation really gets to you because you literally are being brainwashed. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. Charles Manson manipulated women to do his dirty work for him too. Yeah, and he manipulated some guys. Don't forget there were guys manipulated, and we'll see some of his minions. When certain guys like this, and I truly believe in both cases, they were CIA trained. His father was a CIA employee, high level intellect. Somebody else, ironically enough, diagnosed with narcissism. Again, he'll tell you. And I think he was trained on how to manipulate people. I think he's a trained pimp who's now training pimps. And yeah, you're right, Dempsey. This, Charles Manson did it, and he manipulated guys too to help him, to work for him, to help be the muscle. And we see a similar thing with old Andrew LaVey here. It wasn't traffic though, thank God. It should clarify. Okay, I didn't assume that you were traffic. Thank you for clarifying though, because this is the internet. People get, but I just I can imagine being in an abusive relationship with a narcissist. That'll be the next rumor. Okay, we don't want to spread any more rumors. Remember that everyone is justified in their own minds. Clearly, this guy is. I am a shepherd leading the sheep. That sounds scary as fuck. But he is, isn't he? How many sheep are going to attack me when I start clipping this shit out?
He's good friends with the Tates and essentially the Romanian version of Andrew. He's seen driving fancy
Look at
cars
this guy.
and having nice watches. He even runs and sells a course in the...
Like I said, this guy, this Joe Lampton guy, this is a nickname because he has a very foreign sounding name. He has courses. The Pussy Money course, Lethal Weapon Mindset and Mentality of a G course, the OnlyFans Genius courses. So this guy branched out, started selling you his courses. He was selling you stuff too. Is my camera working? Am I still having issues? Let me make sure everything's working. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to see if anything moves on YouTube. You guys let me know if I'm having YouTube issues. Yeah, the Pussy Money course. Okay, it seems that she's showing up. Yeah, twisted fucks are justified in their own minds. Absolutely, and that's what we're seeing. So here's a disciple of the cult of Andrew Tate. He's trying to get his own courses going.
War room modeled after Andrew Tate's webcam business. He has been arrested as well, partly because he beat one of his girlfriends because she wouldn't get a third tattoo of his face.
Oof, and here's another thing. Andrew makes girls get tattoos of him, and so is one of his minions. He beat one of his girls because she didn't get a third tattoo of his face on her, and it angered him.
On her, there were many witnesses. I wonder who else makes their girls get tattoos of themselves on them. I can't quite put a finger on it. And guess what? He's also been charged with human trafficking. Tate prosecutors say the alleged victims were trained by beating or psychological terror until the leader of the group considered that they had become as obedient as dogs.
Wow.
According to Tate investigators, Vlad Obu would have used his public image
Vlad
to
Obu's the
several
guy's real
girls
name.
through the so-called loverboy method, most of whom were without financial means. Once caught in the net of Obu, the girls ended up in video chat studios opened in Bucharest, Ilfov County. The same county Andrew and Tristan were found trafficking women.
So this guy, this Vlad Obu, aka Joe Lampton, same thing. Basically the same thing. This is why I made a note of Copa's joke. He's doing the same thing. What was the joke again? My grandpa did tell me sex for money is cheaper than sex for free. I heard that too. I heard guys say that, yeah. Look, I mean, that's a whole different conversation if we're talking about the legalization. There's some people who support it. I'm a libertarian, so I mean, I lean towards allowing people freedom, but the legalization of X work, that's another can of worms. You know, if it's done not as unscrupulous as this shit, you know what I'm saying? This is real. This is real evil shit, manipulative shit. But this is what Copa's joke was. I wish I could show it on screen. Graduate Tate's Hustler University course. I'm a top G, and now have 3 investigations leveled against me. Asked me how I did it. That was, you know, it was a joke, but it was true, at least according to this Vlad Obu or Joe Lampton, whatever you want to call him.
Tate even seems to refer to the same organized crime group that Andrew and Tristan Tate have been charged with.
I consider this guy part of an organized crime
group. 31 people have been picked up and investigated in this operation. It is so much bigger than people realize. I want to bring you back to a line.
31 people, and people think this is just about some TikToks, by the way. They think this is just about some TikToks. It isn't just about, this isn't about X work. This is about manipulation or psychological manipulation and abuse. Absolutely.
From Andrew Tate, because it's about to get real different in a moment.
Bar Nation
That's all this guy does is abuse and manipulate. That's all he does. He's manipulated these girls. He's manipulated his fans. He's manipulated the people who are part of Hustlers University and the War Room and all his different products. He's manipulated all these podcasters. He manipulated all these podcasters, all these different content creators, all these different people with platforms. He's manipulated a lot of people. This guy is a grade A pimp. If he wasn't such an idiot, he'd be a genius.
To a line from Andrew Tate, because it's about to get real different in a moment.
Bar Nation State wanting you dead, the War Room is the number one enemy you wouldn't want you coming after you, because they will get you. We are that good.
A big reason why Andrew Tate is so screwed right now is because Tate's been monitoring his phone calls without him knowing. Well, Andrew Tate must not be that smart, because for some reason he thought his phone calls in jail wouldn't also be monitored. Without realizing that Tate prosecutors could monitor these dialogues, Andrew Tate got in touch with a trusted woman who was supposed to contact George Simmons, who's a member of the Assembly of Deputies in Romania, and a Romanian senator, Diana Sosaka, to convey to them that if they stood up for them in the public space and the Tates are let out, they will be rewarded. Keep in mind that this has been translated from English to Romanian and then back to English, so some things might read a little weird. Tate says, also, Anna, there's a guy called George Simmons. He's a protester or something. He's on Facebook and is always posting about stuff. She says, oh yes, I know. He says, talk to him and anyone else like him who doesn't like the corruption in Romania. And understand that if he helps us, he will be rewarded. Talk to him and tell him this case is shit. They're Americans. They're making Romania look bad. Tate is corrupt. She says, also Senator Sasaka. She's also a lawyer and she fought against the COVID restrictions. You remember her now? And Andrew replies, yes, both.
So they're trying to fill people, and they're gonna word everything. I know one of his support. Oh, the way he's wording it, he's not bribing anybody. He's not attempting to bribe anybody. Okay, guy, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want. Just some of this wording is going to be slightly, at least for him, kind of slick. That you should tell the truth, and if you tell the truth, the Tates will back you. Stuff like that. We'll show it. Let's show it.
He then says, put them in and tell them that Tate is corrupt and that is very bad for Romania. It's very bad for the image. These guys are innocent. Look here, they're the victims. If you side with the boys, when the boys get let out, they'll make sure you're rewarded for telling the truth. And another.
So that's what it is. You'll be rewarded for telling the truth. That's how I guess he calls himself getting away with basically bribing people. But that is the subtle way that people try to talk when they're actually bribing people. They're not going to tell you outright, hey, if you say this, I'll give you 50 grand. It's like, oh, you'll be rewarded for telling the truth. They're innocent. They're victims. This looks bad for Romania. Don't you want to tell the truth about Andrew Tate? Actually, I do. That's what I'm doing now.
Wiretap to his cousin Luke, he says, make it clear to them. You're going to get a lot of votes when Tate says you were on his side. How insane is...
Yeah. You're going to get votes if Tate says you're on the
he
side.
He felt comfortable openly saying that he was going to bribe Romanian politicians from a jail cell. Not only that, but a whistleblower has come forward claiming that they have Twitter and Instagram employees in the war room working for them. The interview was done by the news movement, and the whistleblower is the person who helped create and run CobraTate.com, as well as Andrew Tate's Twitter. He's proven that he was part of the war room by leaking messages.
We have many Twitter employees.
We'll get into this video. I'm just going to play this part. We'll get into this video a little bit more detail later.
We have Instagram employees.
Like the whole video.
When we want to, we can delete an account. For small accounts, we can just
so much.
It's
still
nobody really cares.
Exhausting.
For bigger accounts, we use a thing called PR marketing campaigns and narrative control, meaning that we have big accounts that side with us. We have many smaller, real-looking, human-like accounts. Whatever the perceived attack is on the Tate brand, that the marketing, the post, the tweet, the thread, whatever is purporting, we counter that with our Tate bots. We get big accounts to slander the person that's making that.
Seems like everybody uses bots for marketing. Maybe that's why I'm not successful.
That thread or that tweet or that post.
When you look at Crab Crawler's account, who was the #1 independent journalist reporting on Andrew Tate with documentation going back years, his Twitter was banned and is still banned for seemingly no reason. Very
not interesting that. Remember, Twitter was only banning the conservatives. It wasn't banning, people who were on the right side of history, so to speak. And now you see, maybe it's because of the employees who are not just employees of Twitter, they're employees of Andrew. But we're seeing Twitter banning people who come out against Andrew fake.
Instance, Tate sent people from the war room to go intimidate a journalist at his house. Tate writes, and don't...
This story is, and this is another part of me feeling guilty. I first heard this story as Tate told it, and thought it was some funny stuff, and thought it was, oh man, these journalists get to say whatever they want, man, and now he pulled up on them. But no, there's a lot more intimidation involved than I believed initially.
Don't mention my name on Twitter ever again, and it's done. Or sign the contract, or it's just begun. Choice is yours. The guy says fair. Tate replies waiting. Done. Tate then says I won't dox any more details. We leave it here. Tate has done this to multiple people, even bragging about it in an interview in 2022.
I'm that guy.
So maybe this is why him and Candace Owens get along so much. But he's going to admit to doxing. Here's your alpha male Rich Cooper. Alpha male Rich Cooper, who's just so happy to have another alpha male who tells it like it is. And he's going to tell him how it is to dox a fucking journalist. And Richard, you're going to look at his face. He's going to be like, what? But he's just going to go along with it.
And the guy, and he, as soon as he could feel it, and he felt it because people turned up at his door. Once I had his address, I started putting, I didn't want to get banned from Twitter. Obviously, it happened in the end anyway. Yeah. But at first, I put his street name. Then I put his house number.
What? Huh? First you put his street name, then you put his house number. What the fuck? And this is what I'm talking about. If for whatever reason any of these clips do go viral, this can get intense for your boy. And listen, guys, don't do that, man. Don't run up here and have me having to explain to police what the fuck happened to you.
And then when guys turned up at his house, I had to fly some friends of mine from Vegas to LA. Like, I had to spend money on this shit. This took time out of my life. When he looked out the window and saw the SUV, then he starts apologizing on the internet. Like, oh, bitch. Welcome to the real world. Worlds have consequences. And it wasn't even hard for me to do. Richard, all I did was I sent some messages to a few private groups I'm in and said, look, cash prize, this guy needs to pay.
A few private groups.
So, again, he keeps telling you everything he does. He sent some messages to a few private groups, his words. He gave his address. Remember, he gave his street name. Then he gave the number, his words. And then a bunch of people were outside his house. And then, he started the cop plea once he saw you come to that door. Listen, this is a Pro 2A state. I have a Second Amendment. If ever this goes viral, please don't make that mistake. I do not want to clean up the remains of a psychopath splattered out my window. I don't want to have to explain to police. I don't really want the smoke, and neither do you. So please, if you go viral, you want, who the fuck is this vigilante? Nobody wants that smoke.
Groups being the War Room. It's like a bald version of 4chan. So I ask again, what is the War Room? It's a $10,000 course where experts on trafficking and abuse come together and teach others how to traffic and abuse women. Only available through crypto, by the way.
And then he says crypto is the only available payment option.
They trick the woman to leave their family and friends behind. Leave them broke, make them tattoo their names on her. If they refuse, beat them, ban accounts trying to document the situation by paying Twitter staff in the War Room to do it.
We have many Twitter employees, we have Instagram employees, TikTok employees. When we want to, we can delete an account.
If that doesn't work, dox the journalist. Have members show up to their house intimidating them.
But at first I put his street name, then I put his house number, and then when guys turned up at his house.
And again, no one asked him about any of this shit.
I had to fly some friends of mine.
There's another 10 minutes of just this video, by the way, that I'm trying desperately to get through. Yeah, it is terrifying. It's terrifying a guy has this much power and it's left this unchecked. And it's left encouraged by other people with large platforms because they want to get their platform larger. This is terrifying. That's an absolutely great word for it, Courtney. Thank you.
From Vegas to LA. Like, I had to spend money on this shit.
When they finally get caught and are in prison waiting for trial, they try and call and bribe politicians. This group is actually kind of scary.
Real quick, shout out to Willy Mack. He's putting everything together. We're reacting to his work. Thank you for doing the work, man. You doing good work. Thank you anyone else who's helped them, either because of the work they've done or directly. This is open shut case shit. And ironically enough, his videos haven't gone as viral as they need to.
They're clowns. I want to point and laugh at them, but they're like evil trafficking clowns.
Everyone's afraid of us. And if anyone did piss us off at any point, even if we didn't want to fuck them up ourselves, we can make one phone call and they'd either be in a ditch or lose their any right to stay here. They'd have some visa issue and get kicked out the country, or arrest.
He said he can fuck your visa up. This is some real mob boss shit. Listen to what he's saying.
Trafficking clowns.
Everyone's afraid of us. And if anyone did piss us off at any point, even if we didn't want to fuck them up ourselves, we can make one phone call and they'd either be in a ditch or lose their any right to stay here.
So he's threatening, if you mess with me, you can be murdered, you can have your visa fucked with, just one phone call.
Some visa issue and get kicked out the country. Or
he's worse than a lot of talk about Gunna and Young Thug and YSL. Andrew Tate's organization sounds way worse than YSL. Way worse.
Arrested for no reason and put in a jail cell for months at a time.
Ironic.
We're basically as mafia as you can get.
I actually can't tell how much he's joking here anymore.
Close your fucking mouth. You're just really
what this
fucking
is.
dense. If you hate me while you talking, you don't make no fucking sense.
Probably the most infuriating thing when it comes to the Tates is dealing with an insane amount of misinformation they put out. Tristan writes, a lot of Twitter detectives trying to solve.
So this is the infamous tweet that a lot of people, even people who don't like him, are going off of as to what this investigation is. It says a lot of Twitter detectives trying to solve my case think out of context video clips are proof of crime beyond all reasonable doubt. There's a lot of self-snitching, my guy. I sit here reading the actual charges. It's a false accuser, singular, that's what they say, whose story is disproven already in allegations of stolen TikTok money. We know there's more money stolen because Andrew Tate told you that he tells his girls they're getting 50% and that they actually only get 30%, and he tells them the rest are going to taxes. Andrew Tate has already told us that, so we know that sentence is incorrect. We know it's more than TikToks. We know it's cam girls. We know it's OnlyFans. We know that girls are threatened if their percentage goes low on OnlyFans by his assistant and Andrew's assistant. We know that for a fact. That's not an opinion because he said it. But Tristan Tate, this is a tweet. Oh, it's just some TikToks or something. I don't know. That's what a lot of people think. No. It's deeper than TikToks as my hat falls off. It's deeper than TikToks. It's a lot deeper.
My case. Think out of context video clips are proof of crime beyond all reasonable doubt? I sit here reading actual charges, and it's a false accuser whose story has been disproven already, and the allegations of stolen TikTok.
Bullshit.
This is a lie. Now, I've debunked this before, but I'm gonna do it again because he keeps saying it. The prosecution is not accusing them of stealing TikTok money. If you read the court documents, it clearly states that Andrew and Tristan would traffic women and have Georgiana and Luana force the girls into making pornographic content using the website OnlyFans. They then force them to create a TikTok to help promote the OnlyFans. And him claiming that the girl's story has already been disproven, it just isn't true. He's lying again. When Andrew and Tristan Tate...
Okay, this has a lot of text. I wanted to read through it, but I don't got the damn mask on. It is not easy to read through. Let me see. You know what? He's just going to pause and flash this. Let's get off camera for a minute. See if I can read through some of this stuff. Gorgeous over here. Lucky you. Oh no, this is way too much. This is way too much. So I will say this. If you're interested in reading this, and I'll probably check it out myself after the stream, it's 16 minutes, 4 seconds into, and I need to put both these links in the chat, or at least in the description. I'll try to put all the links in the video when I'm done. But it's 16 minutes, 4 seconds in. You can either pause this stream and read all this, but obviously I'm blocking some of it. Or you can go to Willie Mac's video, or the Willie Mac show. It's this video. It's torture for Andrew Tate, bribes. It's over for Andrew Tate, bribes, torture, and criminal code skull emoji. And there's a lot of text here, so we don't have the time for that.
Or in jail, messages were released by Tate showing the two girls trying to escape his house earlier that year. We know this because he called them using the prison phone. There's transcripts. Yes, put them everywhere and say this girl says she's kidnapped when she is not kidnapped. Luke then asks, "You're saying you want me to discredit them and have social media pull hard?" And Tate responds, "Yes."
So this was a plan to discredit him on social media.
Screw them. Luke in the war room then posted a single 4.0, their fourth job
on
Weed Whack.
I hit the wrong button. We got to go far.
Without leaving traces. For example, which state victims were trained by dogs wouldn't also be monitored without realizing that most accounts are leaking messages.
We can...
Listen, I get caught in released by Tate.
Okay, here we are.
Girls trying to escape his house earlier that
Sorry
year.
about
We know
that.
this because he called them using the prison phone. There's transcripts. Yes, put them everywhere and say this girl says she's kidnapped when she is not kidnapped. Luke then asks, "You're saying you want me to discredit them and have social media pull hard?" And Tate responds, "Yes, screw them." Luke in the war room then posted a single TikTok of the girls dancing as if that proved anything. It only fooled Sneeko.
They're in the house the whole time. This is them. Does this look like women who are being held against their will?
Sneeko, the girl.
So literally this is some more evidence that a lot of his fans is going to come with. That little TikToker, the girl, those are some of the girls that are accusing him, some of the actual victims. There's a picture of them dancing provocatively. This is that post-feminism shit. Well, hey, they dancing with them. It's on them. It's on them. Feminism has killed men's protective element to them. And again, I understand why you're in a post-Me Too environment where guys have been hit with assault charges for helping women. And so guys are going to see that. Guys who don't really give a shit either way, people just trying to get through their day. They go, oh, well, it's on them.
Girls were forced to make TikToks. That's part of the trafficking.
Oh, my God. More ads. Sorry, guys. You can see these first few seconds. Skip. All right.
Tate's bots, this news went wild. People still believe this argument. The Tate's war room would then take one snippet out of all of these released messages from Dicot and frame it as if the girls were making it all up to get a Netflix deal, when that's not what the messages are saying at all. So no, nothing in this statement is true. Nothing's been disproven. They're literally running a smear campaign, and it's only working because the court documents, as well as the articles exposing it, are in Romanian. The BBC is more focused on him being a misogynist than a human trafficker.
I've already said this, but the media doesn't really give a shit about the human trafficking thing, which I find curious. Find very curious.
Financial success
correct.
with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
What are we
This is
doing?
the bullshit
Tate's
they're
new
focused
tactic
on.
is to take their own content out of context and then frame it as if they were saying that they love and respect women the whole time. They add this sad music.
They think that you can do it
This
through
is funny.
fear, that you can scare girls.
Still disturbing, but funny.
Intimidate girls. They think that you can do it through fear, that you can scare girls, you can intimidate girls. If you're gonna scare a girl and put her on the street, she's just gonna walk off and leave. You're never gonna see her again. She has to respect you and love you and want to work with you. And that's done through PIMP, positively inspirational and motivating person. It's through positive energy. There's no negative
Something
energy.
a pimp would say.
He's teaching you the lover boy method of sex trafficking. That's what this video is about. I've already made a whole video breaking this down. It's not a video about teamwork or respecting women just because he adds some sad music. In that same video, he literally teaches you how to lie and scam them out of money.
Tax is also another important element.
This is where he talks about the tax. It's the same
You're
video.
not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. But you need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy.
We already covered that.
It's another control. I have to go smaller.
But 2 days after I posted mine, it was mysteriously taken down. And as Sneeko says,
I've always said this on my stream. If they hide it, then it's the truth. If they have to delete it, then it's the truth.
They then posted a Twitter video that ends with Andrew saying, "We would never keep you against your will," and then linking to freetopg.com.
If at any point you want to leave, you decided you've had enough and you want to go or you want to leave, it's no problem. You can come to us and just say, these guys, I want to go. You can have a water taxi here in 20 minutes, take you in the water taxi, take you to the airport. You
Tell this is bullshit.
You're not trapped,
Whatever.
not enclosed. Or very
His fans are gonna run with it. His fans are gonna run with shit like this. Oh, you know, he said if you want to leave, you can leave at any time. These girls made their own choices. Okay, man. Even if you think what he did is legal, if you think this is scrupulous in any way, shape, form, or fashion, please tell me why. Would you want this happening to your? I know this is maybe a tired argument to some. Would you want this happening to your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your friend, your mother, whoever? I doubt it. I doubt it. If you think he wasn't manipulative and exploitive throughout this, and I'm thinking of cutting this stream into another and having to do another one because there's so much more. There's more. There's so much more. After these videos, I don't know if I can handle it. I can feel the room. I can feel the weight of all of this shit. I think we're going to have to do another stream tomorrow, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to finish off this video, and then I'll give some thoughts, but we're going close to 2 hours. Probably be done like an hour and probably close to 2 hours after this video is done. So we'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. You guys let me know if you want me to continue or split. If you can in the chat, should I continue this stream and go another maybe at least an hour of it, more information, or should I split it up and then come back tomorrow and give you the rest of the stuff? You guys let me know as we finish out this video.
The airport, you can leave anytime you want. So you're not trapped, not enclosed, you're very free to leave anything.
We're going to finish out this video at least.
leave any
But
kind
then
of
after that,
emergency.
we'll probably.
You don't wanna be
If
here
Chozo
anymore,
says
you go
bye, I'm
tomorrow.
not sure you're saying
Let
bye
your
because
job
what I
know.
said, or you're
It's
saying
like
bye on your own. Either way, man, peace out.
So you're not trapped, not enclosed.
Totally normal thing to say. The website is
You're
just
not
an
trapped.
email list where Andrew writes to you over and over again that he's innocent. No case files, no facts. It's beautifully ironic that the Tates will sit there and cry about things being taken out of context when they're the ones taking everything out of context. Remember what we said about short form content out of long form videos and ignoring
That's all they do is
context?
short form content on long form videos because the long form videos suck.
Remember what we said about short form content out of long form videos and ignoring all context? That's all you, bro. You're the one saying how it's about TikTok money when it's not.
Here is the official
Dempsey's
story.
down for whatever.
In 2021,
Low
2
spec
years
says.
ago,
So low spec says 2 hours of depravity is enough. Thanks, Vig. I vote tomorrow. Dempsey's down for whatever. We'll probably just do it tomorrow. We're going to finish up this video. We got another 5 minutes or so. We'll finish it up, and then we got more stuff on Andrew Fake and his criminal operation.
my brother and I formed an organized criminal gang with the intent of moving women to Romania so we could steal money from their TikTok accounts.
That's not true, sir. You're lying. You're lying to people. And people believe this because this is what's widely distributed. That is wholly incorrect. Your bald brother has already admitted on multiple occasions throughout what we've covered in 2 now streams, going on the 3rd, that he is trying to get women to fall in love with him and manipulate them, and he lies about the cut they're supposed to get. And on top of that, he even had women as young as at least 15 or 16 as a part of it, according to his own admission, by saying he was with the girl for 6 years and she was with him for 6 years, and that he started he said he was with her for 6 years and she's around 21. So she was around 21, 22 at the oldest, 15, 16, doing this whole cam thing. This is what your brother has admitted to, sir. Stop lying to the people so they can run with it, because you know you got an army of simps. Oh, they're just trying to get TikTok money. No, the TikToks promoted the OnlyFans. The OnlyFans was the real money, and you had cam sites even before the OnlyFans in which you were taking crypto money. Again, not my words. It was your brother's, sir.
When Tate released the messages of the 2 girls who were trapped and escaped the Tates, Andrew, Tristan, and the War Room were the ones that took a small snippet of the messages out of context and posted them everywhere. For Christ's sake, they took their own video down and then took it out of context to try and make themselves look better. Here's some other annoying lies they've spread that I just have to point out.
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No.
They are.
And again, sucker fucking Carlson, I keep saying it. Are they accusing you of using violence? Why don't you fucking look at the case yourself, motherfucker? You got your whole look at.
Then took it out of context to try and make themselves look better. Here's some other annoying lies they've spread that I just have to point out.
Are they?
Tucker on Twitter. He has his whole camera crew. He has his whole crew. He has his whole thing. He's doing his platform outside. He's outside the system. He's outside the Matrix too. He's not with Fox News anymore. And he can't get one person to look at some YouTube videos and do what the fuck I'm doing? I got a full-time job, guy, and I can do this shit. You can't? And you're asking him what his charges are? Why don't you ask him specifically what they are? Because you read them. This is what partisanship does you. This is what clout chasing does you. Because Tucker's trying to clout chase somebody who has the zeitgeist of young men so he can get more attention on his own platform. So he doesn't want to know how the hot dog is really made. He doesn't want to know if the charges are legitimate. So he didn't even research them. And plus, it's, you know how they go at conservatives. You know how they censor conservatives. Unreal.
Accusing you of using violence or?
No.
They are. It's in the indictment. They're accusing him of rape and physical violence. The text says it quite plainly. The Tates also like to claim that the victims are on their side. Of the 7 alleged victims, many of which are totally on our side.
Not
it's
true.
Very interesting because the girls who they identified to add to the file are saying that
stop
they're not
the
victims
cap
of anything, and this isn't true.
The 2 girls that are on their side are Georgiana and Luana, who are also being charged. Again, taking things out of context.
Well, the fact that you're not accused of a sex crime.
He is accused of a sex crime. You would know if you actually did a spit of research, you fucking dweeb.
Or violence.
Can I say it? Tucker's a retard and should stay far away from this case. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, the fact that you're not accused of a sex crime.
And he censored it out, but he said the word retard. I'm saying it. Tucker is a fucking retard.
Violence, which I think most people don't really understand.
Yep.
And they can look it up.
And this should scare you. And they can look it up, but this guy didn't. If you're a partisan, I don't care if you're a partisan to the left or the right, this shit should frighten you. We've been 2 hours in to all the despicable things he's done and all the stuff that he's admitted to. This isn't even alleged. Stuff that he not even admitted, as Lospec said, he bragged about. He bragged about this stuff. There's hours. There's other content creators. We're not going to do it now, but there's an hour supercut of all the things he's admitted to, and you couldn't do a basic bitch research because you're a partisan prick, fuck you, Tucker Carlson. But you know what? You're going to have to cop plea because more and more of this shit is going to come out. If it ain't me doing it, it's going to be somebody else because this guy is a fucking demon. And what is done in the dark will come to light. And so you not doing your fucking research, you just going with the, oh, liberals are attacking us, he's one of us, or bullshit. You get what you fucking deserve, motherfucker. This is the despicable shit to me throughout this whole thing, throughout this whole post. We got all this fucking evidence. And this asshole couldn't do a basic bitch level of research into the guy he's trying to use so he can get his platform bigger. And that's the same with Candace Owens and anybody else, especially over the past few months, who've bought the Andrew Tate episode. Got to bring Andrew Tate in. Why don't you do some research into how valid the charges are instead of just falling into some fucking psychopathic narcissist trap? Whatever, man.
Tucker, you need to look it up. This guy's an idiot.
Absolute fucking idiot. We got more ads. I don't even know what this shit is for. You're pathetic.
I think Andrew and Tristan Tate are going out in a bit of a pathetic way. They now go on all these podcasts and interviews sniveling, acting all confused. It's so beta when less than a year ago they were proud, bragging about what they've done.
I said, no, but you're a human trafficker via the lover boy method. I said, what's that? It's where you pretend to love them. So what, being nice? So I was nice to some girls 10 years ago?
It's a lot deeper than that, as we've already covered, but go ahead.
Is that my crime? Maybe I did love them. But we're not together anymore, so what? I pretended? Who said I pretended? Prove I pretended to love. And then what did I...
You said it! Prove what? You said I use sex in order to make girls obey me so they can make me money. You said it. You said these girls are like Bond girls were exploited, and that's what I do. This is what you said. What do you mean prove? I just showed videos of what you said. I don't gotta prove shit. I don't have to prove a fucking thing, my guy. You said this shit. You bragged about this shit. We got all this fucking evidence, phone taps, messages from your website saying all this shit. This isn't just some, I love them. No, you bragged about manipulating them to get money. You told them that you were going to marry them just so they could be cam girls. And then you had your women threaten to, and in some cases, actually beat girls if they didn't make enough money or they didn't do what you wanted. This isn't just some radical leftist talking shit, bro. This is real shit. And we'll do the supercut to start off next video tomorrow. We'll do another stream tomorrow. I'll try to set it up tonight. And we'll see how despicable this guy is. It's even worse. There's even more. We've gone 2 hours. There's still more.
Pretend to love them to achieve.
I was all about trying to get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money.
Thank you.
That's what I wanted.
The case. Who said
let's show this back to back. For every Andrew Tate stan, for everybody who loves this guy, we're going to show this shit back to back again. You tell me the onus of proof and evidence is on you. Since you love this guy so much, since to you, he created the earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th. Since he's your father, you fucking co-sign this asshole. And we'll play this part again. And I'm going to mute myself to just let him say it. I don't have to say it. Ain't my opinion. Ain't the Matrix opinion. Is what this motherfucker's saying.
It's where you pretend to love them. So what, being nice? So I was nice to some girls 10 years ago? Is that my crime? Maybe I did love them. But we're not together anymore, so what? I pretended? Who said I pretended? Prove I pretended to love. And then what did I pretend to love them to achieve?
I was all about trying to get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money. That's what I wanted.
The case against me is that I pretended.
Does anything else need to be said? if you are an Andrew Tate fan, explain the last 30, 40 seconds of this video. That's all I ask you to do. And if there's a piece of you that finally clicks, well, maybe this guy does have a despicable side to him. That's all I'm asking you. If you got some benefit from this guy, I'm about to go all the way on camera. If you got some benefit from this guy, Andrew Tate, I get this is a cold-ass world. I got a video I'm working on talking about the young man. I'm 25, don't have a girlfriend, don't have a job, all this other stuff. And I wanted to say something about them because I feel for young men. It's a crazy world. It's getting worse and worse. They're tearing everybody apart. They got everybody divided. If you got some benefit of your life, if you were able to change a part of your life because of something you heard from Andrew Tate, I got news for you. It wasn't Andrew Tate, it was you. You did that yourself. Could have been a Goggins that gave you that motivation. Could have been the old school Tony Robbins before he had the goatee in the 80s back in the day. He had some cold stuff to say, awaken the giant within or whatever. Could have been anybody. It wasn't Andrew Tate that got you out of that situation. It was you. And it's okay that somebody who may have had a motivational word that you agree with or said something you agree with, and you find out, oh, no, they're not the person I thought they were. Throughout life, you find out people aren't the people you thought they were. Own up to it. Take the F's. Oh, man, this guy, I agree with this, and this, but this guy's despicable. And go about your day. You don't got to defend this guy just because you got some positive outcomes out of this guy. He's a piece of shit. That's something I can confirm. I can't confirm legally what's going to happen to him, but this guy's a piece of shit.
To love girls to make them do TikTok.
Not true.
I get called a pimp a lot, but and the reason I use the term is because I don't see it as a negative term.
If you would have taken that deal and taken that money, you would have been happy for a week. But 2 months in, when you hear the story of some poor guy who lost his house from gambling, you feel like a piece of shit. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. So and it's basic shit, right? You'd have a guy.
Feel bad or no?
That's some more for the fans. Listen to this. Hey guys, he's exploiting these women to exploit men. So if you're a fan, this is what he thinks of you. And we see that from his own products. But this is what he thinks of you if you're one of his girls only fans.
All of it to me. Give me it all. So and it's basic shit, right? You'd have a guy.
Feel bad or no?
Fuck no. To give a solitary fuck.
Did you tell?
Doesn't give a solitary fuck. Again, we'll go right back. Maybe too far back.
Life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me
life savings, loans, home.
It's basic shit, right? You'd have a guy.
All of it to him doesn't give a solitary fuck. And this is the guy you're defending.
I don't know.
Fuck no. To give a
I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker is not real. I'm telling you.
Solitary fuck.
Did you tell?
I don't give a fuck. And so would I if I did this stuff. I have a conscience. That's the whole thing.
No,
about
you
this.
don't.
They have to attack.
You
our
do
morale
not have a
level and
conscience.
destroy to the point where we don't have a conscience. You have to have no conscience to sell your sanity. You have to be a bad person.
I know you don't feel bad at all.
Why the fuck would I care?
I don't feel bad either.
So thank you.
Damn.
So I never.
Unfortunately, he's teaching young men who were lost, who were lied to by this bullshit system. He's offering them another path that's really the same path, another lie, some more bullshit and some more. Oh, I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about your fellow man. Don't give a fuck about women. Got to be the top G.
Or sold out. And if I had, I don't think any of this would happen. I think this is punishment for not selling my soul.
No, it's punishment for trafficking women. But go ahead.
I f them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually
listen
want.
to them.
Selling my soul.
I f them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
You're not a victim. Look how willingly he's able to cry.
We're going to call this video. There's more to it, but I think that, and I'm clipping this out, is that enough? If you're a Tate fan, break this down to me. If you don't got the time, it's a 2-hour plus stream, and you only watch this clip, explain to me what you've just heard. And maybe you say, oh, well, it's manipulative, but it's not illegal. Maybe that's your opinion. You can watch parts of the stream. Hopefully there'll be more clips of this, and you'll see that that's not even the case. But even if that's what you think, you still feel okay about this guy? You don't at least feel that he's an asshole. You don't at least feel like he's unscrupulous. You're just okay. You're okay with this. You got to ask yourself, are you okay with somebody who admits to it manipulating and exploiting women for money and using those women to manipulate and exploit men for money and don't give a fuck that they're giving away their life savings? You'll hear in other parts that we haven't gotten to, he sometimes acts as the cam girl. So there were guys thinking they're chatting with a girl and they were really chatting with Andrew and Tristan and Luke. And he was getting them to give up all their fucking money. And this is the guy, that's the guy you're going to name your company after. That's the guy you're going to follow. You can have him. You can have him. He's not being attacked because he's against the Matrix. He's being attacked because he's a piece of shit. And he's a fucking demon. I don't know if he's going to go to jail with this high profile shit. You never can tell. He probably won't, to be unfortunately frank. But you can't tell me this guy is somebody to be celebrated. He's the new bastion of masculinity. Fuck that. Fuck you, Andrew Tate. Fuck you, Tristan Tate. Fuck your whole operation. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. And on that bombshell, I'm going to see what you guys have for comments. I don't think there's any more comments. I think everyone, it's been a long stream. It's been a grueling stream. And we got more tomorrow. We got even more tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be as long. But this guy's despicable. We got even more. So we're not done with Andrew Tate. Hopefully after tomorrow, it'll be just that. And then the clips from these now 3 streams. And that'll be it. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. And if you're watching this on the playback, man, I want some, if you're an Andrew Tate defender, I want some real hardcore evidence for why this guy who exploits his women, who exploits his fans through this war room, we'll get into more of that tomorrow. That's what tomorrow's going to be focused on, this war room, and then some more admission. I want some real hardcore evidence of why this guy is who you say he was. Because you nailed it. Man, I couldn't have said it better myself. Wish you all luck and fortune. It's not really about fortune. I don't expect much, we don't got much reach here on this channel, but I was surprised the last stream went over 100 views. The other channel could get to 1,000 views sometimes. I was talking about boxing gets to 1,000 views sometimes, but we don't got much reach on this channel. We'll do clips. Maybe a few hundred people will watch, a few hundred weirdos will watch. I don't necessarily care that more people watch my content, be nice for whatever reason, but I really hope at least the narrative of what's going on with Andrew Tate changes from, I don't really believe it, and it's just some, TikTok thing, or they're just attacking him, or it's bullshit, to no, there's some teeth to this. There's some real shit and some real despicable shit. I just want people to know the truth about this asshole. That's all I want. I don't necessarily, I want him to go to jail, deserves to go to jail as far as I'm concerned. But I just want people to know the truth, for the zeitgeist about Andrew Tate to include human trafficker. Because in my opinion, he is. We'll see what the law says. But on that bombshell, if we get anybody in Kick, still nobody's talked to us on Kick. It's okay. We still love you, Kick. We're still going to stream to you. So thank you, Dempsey. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Low Spec, Fizz. Who else showed up? Copa Cantina. Moira Kitty. I said Low Spec. Is that it? Zax showed up. Tom Jensen. And Fireball, I don't know if he lurked or only caught part of it. But thank you all for being here. Like I said, we got another stream tomorrow. We'll do more of this. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. But even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. We'll be back with more of this despicable piece of shit tomorrow, unfortunately. I'll talk to you then. Peace.